Nathan Marshall with the Crusaders. Scott Robinson! Scott Robinson!
Close, rip straight off.
Conor McGregor, Israel Adesanya, John Jones, GSP, Anderson Silva, bro.
Welcome back to the group chat. Thursday, which means it's our odds-on edition, Phil. But State of Origin last night, we might as well get stuck into that.
Up the Blues.
How'd it go for you? Talk me through it.
Well, Blues won, so that was a great start. At Suncorp, game one. Those are two massive hurdles to overcome.
Yeah, massive.
And Lomax double, Brian To'o, Dylan Edwards. He scored for the Maroons, Xavier Coates.
Xavier Coates, yeah.
Moy scored twice himself, so it took a yellow card for it to happen, for them to get there's some skin in the game. But I thought, very enjoyable State of Origin and very enjoyable watch party.
Yeah.
With, the boys from The Rock hosting it, Jay and Dunk, and decent turnout considering at 10 o'clock on a Wednesday.
In the rain and the wind. It was actually worse in Auckland than it was leaving Wellington yesterday.
Talk about bad Wellington weather. What the hell's going on in Auckland?
Yeah, come on now.
And they had that flooding not too long ago.
Yeah.
Well, a couple of years ago.
No, it was a good turnout at Tyler Street. What do we have? 1,100 in the pot. 11K in the pot.
Yeah.
1,500 people bought in, $10 buy-in, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Jay and Dunk hosting it. They spread their bets quite.
They
a
covered.
Lot.
That there was a lot to follow.
But I tell you what, I think in terms of the event itself, the way they went about it was probably a good way to do it. Because obviously, the way it turned out, you had two try scorers in the first half. Bang, green ticks, $500 into $1,000 for both of them. Cool. Halftime. Oh, do you want to walk us through your halftime?
Especially considering it also set the scene of they're both parked up there in Queensland jerseys.
Yeah. I couldn't believe they're walking in. I thought one of them would be in a Blues jersey, but no, both Maroons.
We're like, here come all the Maroon SGMs. But no, it's the Brian To'o and the Zach Lomax try scorers that came through in the first half. So massive. Yeah. It wasn't all one-sided.
No, and I mean, they got the crowd involved as well on the mic, through in the chats too. So they were listening to the punters, much like Goran for the...
Plenty of input.
I know. Everyone has so much input. Yeah. My goodness. And for those two, 11K to spend.
Harder than you think, eh?
Yeah, and I think what they actually probably sold themselves short a little bit, where you could have thrown it a bit more on, or staked a bit more on options they really liked, because
cover less.
They sprinkled it around a couple $300 GM. Some of them got close too. Yeah, I actually might have a look at some of those, and we can work our way through. But while I just bring it up, Phil, you saved their asses. Talk to me about the halftime, your pick, because that could be the greatest. Like, you've drawn it up on the playbook. You've drawn it up for them. You've shown it, and they've executed. Tell us.
Yeah, that was massive. I think just wish I had time to get on myself. But obviously, with coming into that half time, Xavier Coates got up in the air. Brian To'o goes off with the yellow card. So they're a man short, and their edge is now weakened. So I just thought, surely next try scorer, Queensland want to get off the mark, right? Start strong. Come towards that right edge again, where it works so well for them. Almost, if he wasn't taken out in the air, he would have scored. Yeah. So surely Xavier Coates is the next man off the mark to get over the line, basically.
Yeah. Get Queensland off the mark.
Yeah. So what was it? Fourth try scorer of the game. Paying $8.50. I was like, that's got to be in the mix. Yeah. I don't know how. It was just that sort of feeling that they were going to attack that edge. Well,
it made sense.
And then within 2 minutes or so, they did.
Perfect reasoning. And Jay and Dunk, obviously, they're like, Xavier Coates, fourth try scorer. Yeah. Obviously, being Maroons fans, they were all over it. At $8.50, I do think we beat the market. Like, if
500 on that for like what,
four? Yeah, I've got it here. So it was
4.2 maybe.
Here we go. Xavier Coates, fourth try scorer, 500 at $8.50, turning into $4,250. So, if anyone is in that pot and did buy in, they've got you to thank for at least half of their $8
got back, something back. Yeah,
let's go.
But it is at that point at halftime where they're kind of looking around like, what else can we get on, because we have X amount
I
to
think they had like
spend.
18 bets live
Yeah.
at one stage with 4 or 5 grand in the pot still.
And as fun as it was to actually follow along all those
Mm.
try scorers that they had anyway, like it was great for the event.
Yeah.
You do think like if you just put like an extra K here, an extra 500 on your bits that you were more certain on, you would have felt less stress going into the second half of where can we put this money, because you felt like you had to do something different. You know?
Yeah. No, it's
But
they got a lot of reactions in the group as well. 52, 26 of the cash money eyes, which is funny. But like we talk about it, and I feel like you can come up with strategies for the pot. And like I even said it this morning, like we should just host the pot. We sound like we know what we're doing, but it's a completely different box of frogs when you've got the $11,000 sitting in front of you, and it's
that's
on
a lot
you.
of pressure.
Like easy enough for you and I to sit there last night and just be like, yeah, no, I think that's you guys do it. Yeah, just put $1,000 on it.
Blues to win.
Yeah, and they are the ones actually who are going to be copping shit for it if it doesn't hit. But then if it does, they ride it. So I've got those bets up. Some of them that got close. I mean, this was a hell of a donation. Latrell Mitchell to score 2 or more tries. I mean, he didn't really get involved, but they whacked $1,000 on that. No good. Bronto, last try scorer, no good. Munster, player of the match, no good. Cleary, player of the match, no good. Where do you stand on the player of the match? Who do you feel like it should have been for you?
Munster or Nanai probably are man of the match for the Queensland side.
Yeah.
The Blues, Payne Haas was massive. The whole forward pack was massive.
Yeah, they were
probably the
huge.
difference. Cleary in the second half was pretty exceptional with the ball playing.
Yeah.
So really for me, the main, obviously, the highlight was Zach Lomax.
Do you reckon if he knocks that conversion over? Because Cleary has been kicking terribly off the tee all game. All right, finally after that Dylan Edwards try, 5 meters out from the post.
Yeah.
Zach Lomax, step up, come on.
Well, they went
miss. Does that cost them a man of the match?
They went 0 from 4.
That is terrible.
Off the tee, 0 from 4. Queensland 0 from 1.
Yeah.
I think that. What was that? Anyway.
So they both kicked penalty goals, 1 penalty goal each, no conversions.
1 penalty goal each, no conversions. 0 from 4, 0 from
Huge.
1.
That is huge.
But you look at the Zach Lomax, 2 tries, 2 line breaks, 3 tackle breaks, 210 run meters, 75 post contact.
What more could you want from the guy?
That's some great stats. And he had a third leg in that graphic for some reason. I don't know if you saw it. It's just like Queensland leg sticking through him. Someone on the Photoshop job missed that. But
he also had the unreal catch to set up the Dylan Edwards try as well. Kick through, gets up, reaches out, almost catches it behind him, and then gets the offload too.
Yeah,
like that's the NFL wide receiver catch. I think Zach Lomax could probably go try for a wide receiver spot and get paid $50 million a year.
I also think like Stephen Crichton's probably underrated.
Yeah,
because he was on the edge too, feeding Lomax the good balls as well.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a few in the mix there. Even Mitch Barnett's in the mix.
Yeah,
but probably. I'm not mad at Payne Haas having that.
No,
obviously you would go for the headline, the highlight, which is Zach Lomax.
Yeah, if you'd punted on Zach Lomax, you'd probably feel a bit hard done by. But you can't argue like Payne Haas. He deserves it. But also, it's like, also you could if you're giving it to Payne Haas, then you could have given it to Cleary for, like you said, in the second half, his ball playing. But even in the first half, setting the tone, marshalling the troops, like he was just general. He was just the general on the ground, making shit happen, basically. So if Payne Haas, Cleary, Zach Lomax, I guess for me, makes you think about game 2. I've been looking through these bets. This multi here, damn. Oh, where'd it go? Yeah, Xavier Coates, Brian To'o, Zach Lomax, Val Holmes as your 4 try scorer same game multi at $25. They whacked $250 on there.
Yeah,
Val Holmes did score.
Yep, he did. Unfortunately, you've passed it forward on the most clear 20-meter line you've ever seen. So it's like you've let it go before the 20. It catches it after the 20. You can't really.
I mean,
on another day, that might get slipped through.
Yeah.
If you're not passing it directly over the line.
Yeah.
Because it was over the top as well. But
yeah, no, we were just across the room from Jan Dunk, and I've seen Dunk get up basically on the table, giving it some. Queensland are back in the game at this point. They've just cashed a $25 same game multi.
Yeah.
And then I lock eyes with Dunk, and I'm just like, nah, Nah.
Forward.
And he goes, emotions like forward pass. And I was like, damn.
That moment in the Xavier Coates try outside, I've never seen two guys happier. It's like they won the lottery or something. It was like, that was the peak for me, just seeing their reactions. And
that
how
Xavier
excited they were.
Coates, just how that whole thing played out for me is like peak.
Yeah.
And what you want from a watch party at a hosted pop.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Yeah.
Because we're outside. We've just talked them through, like literally just placed it. I think the second half had kicked off by the time they placed the bet. And then we see Queensland score and we're like, Xavier Coates? That's Xavier Coates? Yeah. And then everyone just erupted outside. Mental. Absolutely mental.
That's good.
Yeah, well, on to game 2.
That was a good game 1.
Oh, May 28th. New South Wales unbeaten on May 28th. 4-0. Let's go.
There's some other stats in there too, actually.
A centre did not score the first try at Suncorp for the first time in 3 years. Come close a couple times.
You've also had... So NSW have won 3 consecutive Orange games for the first time since 2005, 2006.
Wow.
You've got Queensland haven't lost consecutive Origin games at Suncorp since 1998. Quite a few records in the mix there being broken. And yeah, obviously that centre stat went in the bin too. But
yeah.
Oh, what a good game 1. What a good Wednesday.
Tone, eh? Oh, heck of a Wednesday night.
Yeah.
Jeepers. And then, yeah, we're back here. And do you have a favourite Origin moment? Just off the top of your head? We can come back and revisit this next week if you want, but if you've got one off the top of your head. I'm trying to think.
Well, it's now Xavier Coates scoring the 4th try.
That could go right up to the top, eh?
The only thing prior to that is maybe like that Queensland comeback, even though, supporting the Blues, when you had the Thurston era, Billy Slater.
Yeah.
Cam Smith. I think it was like 2 of their last games came back in the second half. Good way to finish off your Origin series.
Yeah. Because we were asking that last night, we had a couple of Reece Walsh knockouts from last year. Even a Queensland supporter said the Reece Walsh. And I think Reece Walsh is one of his favourite players, he even said after. Yeah, a lot of bring back the biffs from the 80s and 90s.
Yeah, didn't expect that from a Queensland fan.
Yeah,
to say
Reece Walsh.
She's like, that's your player, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I think we actually had that back to back. We had
you got a red card and they just gave you a win. Like, what's the angle?
Yeah. A couple from the Maroons was the Billy Slater, the 100-metre try, and the chip and chase. We're marginally offside, but as a Queensland supporter, he's definitely onside. So yeah, maybe we'll come up with next week. Yeah. We've got a lot of Queensland ones, so maybe we'll come with some top Blues, top 5 maybe Blues Origin moments. Yeah,
last year was pretty good.
It was.
That series was good. That comeback was fantastic.
Yeah. And the 50 points, putting 50 points on Queensland. What was that, 2021? That's pretty big. All right, we'll park that there.
Parked.
And I guess we might as well look ahead to the weekend. We've got Champions League final coming around Monday morning into Milan PSG. A-League final, which we don't care about anymore.
Yeah.
NRL round 13. Plenty of the teams back in action. We're not missing
7 a.m. Sunday, actually.
Champions League?
That's what I'm reading.
Okay. Saturday night.
Way better.
Yeah, much better than a Monday morning.
Sunday morning.
Nice. Cool. 7 a.m. Sunday, Champions League. Final round of Super Rugby. All to play for, I guess, for the Blues, Moana Pacifica, the Waratahs.
And the Tars, yeah.
Depending on what the Chiefs do on tomorrow night, and maybe all to play for the Brumbies and Satyrs as well over in Canberra. So, big weekend of Super Rugby. French Open underway. Are you into your tennis at all?
No.
I quite appreciate my tennis. I thought it was cool the moment where...
Bit of a paddle.
Pickleball. I would love to try pickleball. But ahead of the French Open, they put like a little plaque on the centre court. Rafa Nadal. They had Rafa, Roger, Novak and Andy Murray all come do like a retirement, like farewell thing for Nadal. Kind of touching.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But
cool.
I mean, I feel like a plaque is often like someone's dead.
As a plaque, yeah, what you put on the ground, yeah? Yeah.
I don't know.
Rafa Nadal. Yeah, anyway.
RIP. Maybe RIP to his career.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. And then F1 heads to Spain. So we stick in Europe, early mornings for F1. Anything else tickling you this weekend, Phil?
Nope.
UFC?
State of Origin was the peak. Everything's downhill from here.
Yeah, okay. So we're up here on a Wednesday, and now we're...
Warriors getting a win over the South would be lovely.
Yep.
That's about it.
All right. Wow. Shall we bet it out then? Shall we get into our betting for the weekend? You're 40-20. You're still in the green by a fair way. I'm still trying to work my way back into the green.
Yeah.
Because I cannot hit. I've gone 1 for 2. I swear every week. 1 for 2. So
it's an impressive stat.
Give me yours, and then I'm going to fire off mine.
Well, he technically did score on Wednesday night. So he's back at centre up against the Knights. I rate Valentine Holmes for some reason. I know he plays for Queensland, whatever. I think he's unbelievably solid. He had an incredible try when we were there at Magic Round as well.
Yeah.
He did actually score, regardless of the forward pass. Now he's back in at centre. I think he scores again. There's a weekend centre pairing as well at the Knights. With no Bradman best at the moment. So 230 feels pretty good to me.
Nice.
And then I'm back in the Warriors.
Oh, so Val Holmes try and a Waz win against the Bunnies.
$1.77 back on the bandwagon.
What does that get you all up?
407.
Oh yeah, okay.
So like
because Waz favourites,
200 and something.
Yeah. Nice.
203.
I've kept this so simple. And I'm sure like this is coin toss sort of stuff. I mean, I've just gone underdogs for 2 of the games back in the point starts. So the big point starts too. Moana Pacifica plus 11.5 against the Hurricanes. I think they beat the Blues, and then you go play the Chiefs. One New Zealand team to beat. You win. You're kind of in the playoffs. You're there. I think that, we've talked about the pressure just getting to them, and like now coming back against the Hurricanes. They've already beaten the Canes this season. Pressure's almost off. Pressure's still there because it's a must-win.
Top 6, yeah.
To make top 6, but also it's like
the media pressure doesn't feel.
Yeah, and then Artie Savir returns to the Cake Tin. Playoffs are on the line. You just know he's going to get up for it. So give me Moana plus 11.5, and then this absolutely baffled me. The Blues against the Waratahs. Blues, $1.06 favourite or something? I had it at like $1.60, $1.70 to $2.50 for the Tars. They're paying $7.50 to win, which means the line is at 19.5.
Yeah. Bonkers.
I don't think the Blues beat the Waratahs by 20 points.
No.
So I'm pairing those two, nice and simple. Just a small $3.60 for my 50-22 this week to return me $180.
Nice.
Hopefully.
Surely. Well, to be honest, like both of those, I was thinking for my lock. So definitely one of those, at least.
Yeah, well, 50-50, you got to pick
but
a lock.
It does feel like the line for both of those games is where you should be going, considering how hit or miss both those teams can be.
Blues, I'm pretty sure they're at home. It's raining up there this week. I mean, the weather will play a factor. It's been raining in Wellington all week. The weather will play a factor. I think we're going to see tighter games. I don't think you're winning by 12 in the Hurricanes' case. I don't think the Blues are going to win by 20 points. Are you kidding me? Wild. Speaking of your lock, you had a good week last week with your lock and laugh.
I did.
Run it back. What are you doing?
Could I? I can't. I don't think I could have run it back. Had high scoring half in the first half for Was Raiders 210. Knights and Dolphins both to win. God, I would love to run that back. I could do Knights and Dolphins again, both to win. Man, what a treat. Something similar though, and pretty similar odds actually. So Broncos. Now Jesse Arthurs, fullback. Weird one. I don't think he's ever played fullback.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure he's in my fantasy team and he's strictly a centre. But now I might get dual position out of him.
Oh. True.
Let's go.
Oh, yes. No, he is dual position, isn't he?
Oh.
Isn't he? Centre wing fullback already?
Yeah, maybe. Oh, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think he's... I play him in centre.
Was he just... Yeah, so he would be both, I feel like.
Yeah, okay.
Jay Arthurs. Anyway, derail. This is what happens when you have like 2 hours of sleep. And then... So who do they have before that? Cobbo, he's moved to the wing. So anyway, I think there's a chance Jesse slips through the cracks at fullback.
You think there's a chance, or is it a lock?
He's pretty elusive.
Yeah.
And this is why I think it's a lock. He's had quite the season, and it all started with the Māori All-Stars game at the start of the year.
Yeah.
And I've just followed him in since, and he's been pretty good to me. So, Jay Arthurs from the fullback position, 245. Another one is Ezra Mam. He's around that. He's about 260. He could slip through too.
Yeah.
Not
Scored
sure
on
it's
his...
as much of a lock.
Yeah.
Some big boys in that Dragons side. So you look to the edges there, and Jesse Arthurs snakes in somewhere.
Yeah, nice.
Do you want my laugh, or do you want to go?
You can give us your laugh. Yeah, go for it.
Similar theme to what you were saying about the Blues at $1.06. And
that in itself is laughable. Are you kidding me?
My laugh last week with the Dolphins and the Knights was like 751, so I've managed to get a 750. And who's 750 but the Tars?
Tars straight up.
Tars straight up.
So, okay.
Shock result.
This is how the top 6 plays out. Then you've got Chiefs on top. Winner of Reds, Brumbies finished 2nd, 3rd.
Yeah.
You got the Reds in 4th. No, Hurricanes in 4th.
Yeah.
Reds 5th.
The laugh is that the Tars could jump 2 spots and snake the top 6.
Yeah, so if Moana lose
Yeah.
to the Canes, and your laugh comes through, the Tars are sneaking in, and you've got 3 Aussie teams, 3 Kiwi teams.
Yeah. It's good math.
That's quick math on 2 hours of sleep. Let's go.
I can't even say Jesse Arthurs. So.
Unfortunately for me, my lock streak has come to an end.
What was it last week?
Auckland FC.
Oh,
yeah.
Wow.
Auckland FC to win.
Yeah.
We move on from those. It was good while it lasted. It was probably the only thing going for me for a while there. But anyway, I'm going to stick with the football. I'm going to go Champions League.
Yes, please.
PSG to lift the trophy.
Oh,
So I kind of wanted them to win it, but
that's a laugh. Oh, wait, no, this is your lock.
this is my lock at $1.60.
Oh, yeah.
PSG lift the trophy, so it can be normal time, extra time, penalties. They just got to do the job. If you can't beat them, join them.
Yep.
They knock out Arsenal.
Yep.
Back them to win. I think they're the better team talent wise.
Probably.
Inter just have something about them though. And I will have a little bet on Inter.
They can score.
Later in the
can
piece,
score.
but I think PSG. I'm expecting a PSG win. I don't know how they do it. I just think they do it. Dembele is in the season of his life at the moment. He could score 2 goals for PSG and they win 2-0. I think it'll be the battle between him and Lautaro Martinez.
Yeah.
Inter.
Also, Inter
Could be an
conceding
interesting
3 goals each game against Barcelona.
Yep.
We knew Barcelona was leaky. Didn't know.
And Arsenal's defense is pretty solid. And PSG
Still
are beating
squeezed
them.
3 goals out. Yeah.
So PSG to lift the Champions League trophy for my lock this weekend.
With no Mbappe.
No. Mbappe finished golden boot, though, for the European leagues. I don't understand how that works because Victor Gyökeres had 39 goals and Mbappe had 31. But they do it on points. Like, goals are worth points, and Mbappe finished on, 1 point more.
That's a
than
scam.
Gyökeres. So.
Stats a stat.
Yeah, I mean, hard to argue with 39 and 31 goals.
His goals and assists are out the gate, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gyökeres.
Yeah. I hope Arsenal sign him.
And where was he? Where was Mbappe in the Champions League? I'm sorry, he's not even top 5.
Yeah.
You got Rafinha up the top of 13.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway,
Harry Kane had 11.
For my laugh, I mean, it could be a bit of a laugh, and it's only a laugh because we don't like Yuki Tsunoda and Red Bull anymore. I am going to go the F1 in Spain. Liam Lawson's just come off his career best finish at Monaco, in 8th. Scored points for the first time this season for the Racing Bulls. He scored points last season on more than 2-3 times. So I've got Liam Lawson to finish in the points this week and laugh at Yuki Tsunoda as he passes him. He's paying $4.50. So
I feel bad for Tsunoda. It's not his fault.
Well, he's got a bad car, and he was telling, after the first trial in the Red Bull, he goes, "Oh, this isn't that bad. This is quite easy." And now you're 17th, you're 15th, you're in this exact same spot Liam Lawson was in.
Yeah.
Now Isaac Hadger is actually outperforming both of them.
Horrible crash too the other week.
Oh, for Tsunoda, yeah.
Yikes.
The Halo doing its job though. Good to see. Well done to the Halo. Great work.
Up the Blues.
All right. We said it on Tuesday. Our ladder challenge is up another rung. Not how we expected it. Both teams not to score in that Auckland FC second leg.
It's a hit.
It is a hit. We take it. $25 into 60, which means we've got 60 to play off this week. What are we feeling? I kind of was thinking Waz just straight up, or Waz minus 1.5, minus 2.5, whatever that line is. But I like where you were leaning towards, so we'll run with that.
Oh, the Champions League.
Yeah.
Over 2.5 goals. You want an exciting final. You've had the last 4 of the 5 games in the Champions League all going over that margin.
Yeah.
Got 2-1, 4-3, 3-3. Like, Inter can score, PSG can score.
Yeah.
It's a fast-flowing game, I reckon.
Yeah. I mean, we
Over
just talked
2.5.
about it, right? Like, over 2.5 goals.
Yeah.
2-1, 3-1,
Check.
2-all
3-2.
even. Like, come on.
3-3 thriller. Give us
a
penalties.
4-3 and a 3-3 into Barcelona. And we're getting, $1.91 for that. So $60. If we can climb that third rung on the ladder, $60 into 114.60. So,
Yeah. In fact, it goes deeper than that.
yeah,
Are you
okay.
looking
Wow.
into the playoffs? I'm just looking at it now. But anyway. Inter, Bayern 2-2, Arsenal, Real Madrid 2-1, Aston Villa, PSG 3-2, Dortmund, Barcelona 3-1. Then you got 3-1 PSG, Aston Villa again, 4-0 Barcelona, Dortmund 2-1, 3-0. They're all overs.
Yeah, okay.
So it's only that one game. That
So
1-0
maybe
in the semi-final league.
I don't want to say it's a lock because it's our ladder challenge.
Don't
but
you
first,
dare.
touch wood.
It seems logical.
Boom.
And it's paying more than the unders.
Yes, it is. It is. I
Bye-bye.
think because it's the final, the big stage, tight game,
Yeah.
all that sort of carry on that
Yeah.
narrative. But I think they're both going
Big
to come
game.
out, play there.
Lots of goals, please.
Yeah, that'll be exciting stuff. Well, like we see the World Cup final. What is that? 3-all, Argentina, France? They don't shy away from the moment anymore.
No.
No way.
No. Even the AFC game should have been over 2.5.
Oh,
It's
God.
allowed going.
We got to kind of erase that from our memories.
Erase what? Anyway.
Well said. Bing Ball Mash, that's us done for another week. If you do want to have a punt this weekend, have some fun, do it responsibly. Phil, our bets will be on our bet social, so you can follow us in or fade us. Up to you. But I guess we'll be back on Tuesday to do it all again.